All right, let's just jump right into it. We're going to be talking about what it takes to make real, lasting change in your life. And here's a hint. It's not about some grand, dramatic moment. It's about the quiet, incredible power of mastering small, daily habits. You know that feeling, right? That deep down exhaustion. It's that cycle of promising yourself, okay, tomorrow's the day, and then tomorrow comes, and it's just a repeat of yesterday. Well, today we're talking about how to get off that hamster wheel for good. So that's the big question, isn't it? Why is it so hard to make a real change actually stick? Why do we always seem to slide back into our old ways, even when we desperately want something different? Let's unpack that. Okay, first things first, we've got to talk about a huge mistake that almost all of us make. We fall into what's called the motivation trap. We think we need this massive burst of energy to get started, but it turns out that relying on just willpower is basically setting ourselves up to fail from the start. I mean, think about it. We see it in movies, right? The big training montage, the sudden breakthrough. But in the real world, motivation is, well, it's just a feeling. It's temporary, just like feeling happy or angry. You wouldn't build your entire financial future on a fleeting emotion, so why would you stake your entire life transformation on it? This analogy just nails it. Relying on motivation is like being a sailboat waiting for the perfect gust of wind. You're probably going to spend most of your time just drifting. But building a lifestyle, that's your engine. It works every single day, no matter the weather, and it means you are the one steering the ship. So, if just waiting for motivation is a trap, what's the actual answer? Well, here's the secret. You have to stop focusing so much on what you do and start focusing on who you are. The real game changer is shifting your identity. The psychology behind this is just fascinating. Just listen to the difference in the language. When you say, I'm trying to be productive, it implies a struggle. It leaves room for failure. But when you declare, I am a productive person, well, that's a statement of fact. It's not an attempt anymore, it's just your new reality. And get this, the math here is kind of mind-blowing. If you improve by just 1% every day, which sounds tiny, right? By the end of 1 year, you are over 37 times better. It's not about one giant leap. It's all about the incredible power of tiny gains compounding over time. Okay, so to actually build these identity-shifting habits, we kind of have to become hackers of our own brains. We need to understand the code that's running in the background, because it turns out there's a predictable pattern behind everything we do automatically. And that pattern has a name, the habit loop. It's a really simple 3-part process that runs on autopilot inside your head. And once you see it, once you understand how it works, you can stop fighting against yourself and start redesigning your habits on purpose. Let's break it down real quick. First up, you have the cue. That's the trigger, like your phone buzzing. Next is the routine. That's the action. You pick up the phone. And finally, you get the reward, that little dopamine hit of seeing a notification. Every single habit you have, good or bad, follows this exact blueprint. You see, this is why the just push through it approach almost never works long term. Your willpower is a limited resource. Think of it like a muscle. It gets tired. If you spend all morning resisting donuts in the break room, by the afternoon, you've got nothing left in the tank to make yourself go to the gym. So, what's the smarter play here? It's not about having more willpower, it's about needing less of it. The secret is environment design. Instead of constantly fighting temptation, just remove it. Make the good habits incredibly easy and make the bad habits a total pain. It's so simple, but it changes everything. All right, enough with the theory. Let's get really practical. What can you actually do, like today? The whole key is to start with a few small wins, steps that are so non-intimidating, they're basically impossible to say no to. Here are 2 super powerful places to start. First, take back your morning. No phone for the first 30 minutes of the day. Period. Go buy a cheap alarm clock if you have to. Second, here's the ultimate fix for procrastination. Make the task stupidly small. You're not going to write the whole essay. No. Your only job is to open the laptop and write 1 sentence. That's it. Anyone can do that. Here's a simple little roadmap you can follow to build that momentum. Instead of trying to change your entire life at once, just pick 3 tiny new habits. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water when you wake up, reading for just 10 minutes, and getting that phone out of your bedroom. A plan like this helps you layer them in over a month until they just become your new normal. Okay, let's zoom out for a minute, because these little actions, they're not really about drinking water or reading a few pages. They're about something much bigger. They are the building blocks of your future self. This is the long game, where tiny habits create real discipline and genuine confidence. And I love this reframe of discipline. We tend to think of it as punishment or restriction, right? But it's not. It is an act of love for your future self. Every time you do that small, hard thing today, you're giving a gift to the person you're going to be tomorrow, next week, and next year. And that right there is where real, unshakable confidence comes from. It's not from chanting affirmations in the mirror. It's earned. It's the quiet self-respect you build brick by brick every single time you keep a promise you make to yourself, no matter how tiny it is. But you've got to be careful of this one major trap, the all-or-nothing mindset. You know the one. You miss one day at the gym and suddenly the whole week is a write-off. No. An imperfect, sloppy 10-minute workout is infinitely better than the perfect hour-long workout that you never actually do. Always, always choose progress over perfection. So let's just bring this all home. Lasting change is not loud. It's not a big dramatic moment. It happens quietly. It's the sum of 1,000 tiny intentional choices that you make every single day. And those choices are slowly but surely shaping the person you're becoming. Which brings us to the final and most important question. And it's just for you. Forget about tomorrow, forget about next week. What is the one stupidly small promise that you are going to make and keep to yourself today?